What's up YouTube, Mr. Lemons here, and today we're going to be diving into part Nightmare of our hardcore elemental Bowazon guided playthrough. This is currently fire. We'll be probably mixing in ice. I say probably. We'll mix in ice at some point here, and then we'll decide if we just want to continue fully with ice or go for the ice plus fire combo. I like doing the ice plus fire combo because I do think it's a little bit more helpful for people that are watching. A lot of times immunities are a big struggle for them, and so hey, you can do this and now you can kill both of them, and that makes people feel a little bit better. So we'll take a look at some of that. Quick look, we're level 37, pretty solid through normal. You could farm a little bit more if you want, do some more bale waves, do some terror zones, right? That can always be super nice. Just go players 8, go to the terror zones, run around, kill some bosses. Normal terror zones are just kind of mediocre usually, as there's not tons of boss groups in them. It gets better once you get to Nightmare in Hell, where you get more boss spawns. But they're still okay, and you'll see, like, hey, we're still picking up some experience as we run around and kill some of these guys. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit here and there. So, you know, anyway, just an idea. So, stats, we have 25 strength and 28 dex, just kind of enough for gear. I did put 15 points, I think, into energy, just to get a little bit more mana, and the rest into vitality. We can respec out of that energy later on. We are max exploding arrow, starting to max fire arrow, and then 111. And you can put a couple more points into pierce if you want, get it up to like 50 to 60%. Those first few points are more valuable. Gear, we made a Zephyr, just in a hunter's bow for very fast attack speed. We have a pretty basic helm. We'll replace this at some point. Got an Eye of Etlich. I like the little cold damage add, and then of course 1 to all skills is nice. We have Stealth for faster run walk. Magic Fine Gloves. Fire Res Energy Ring. Dual Res Belt, super nice. Magic Fine Ring, again kind of stacked MF early. And God tier boots that we found when we were farming Eldritch. So, hard to replace those. Then we just have some lifers and a 25 light res right there. So, some things that we can do. The first thing I think that we should do is just go take a look at rune words for Diablo 2 Resurrected. And why? Because we want to kind of think about what do we want for our bows, right? What do we want? We have a decent one, but is there a better bow that we could be going after? Let's go to missile weapons and take a look. So we want to sort by level required. Can you sort it the reverse way? No, whatever. We'll start down here at the bottom. Harmony, Tirith Soul Co. It does have Vigor, which is really nice, but really it's mostly just about this big ED. The Valkyrie is also nice, but like, you know, that's okay. The added Fire and Cold is decent, but it's just like not quite enough, and it costs a Co rune. Melody also costs a Co rune, but would give us 3 to bow and crossbow skills. And remember, on this character, plus to bow and crossbow skills, plus to skills is going to be your better damage. That will be increasing your exploding arrow, your freezing arrow, any of that. We could also, of course, put this in a bow that has bow and crossbow skills, and we could get like +4 or +5 or even +6 bow and crossbow skills from that. It also has IAS, which goes right along with what we want, and then some knockback and whatever stuff. But really, really nice. So this is our ideal, probably, Shellco Neff. But we can keep looking around. Zephyr we have right now. Insight does have the fun meditation aura and stuff, but again, it's kind of about like chance to hit and damage, and we're not about that. We're about attack speed and skills. Edge has 35 IAS, so a little bit more IAS, but we do lose the faster run walk that Zephyr gives. So it's okay. Yeah, this is missing Mania Hysteria, right? Can't that be made in a bow? whichever one. Mist is Cham. This is Jaw. This is Jaw. This is Om Jaw. This is Mal Burr. So none of those are anything that we're going to be seeing. Hysteria D2R. And this is... Oh, it's showing just missile weapons. Got it. And then this would be another one we could look at. Mania, Hysteria runewords. So in a 3-socket weapon, we would get Fanaticism Aura, Bursts of Speed on Striking, which is IES and Faster Run Walk, and increased attack speed. So there is some nice FRW in IES. This is also Shale Co and Eld. So like that's good. Or 65 fast run walk, 40 IES on a body armor, which is also really good. So there's a lot of runewords I would like to use. This compared to Melody is kind of tough. This will be more IIS. Melody is going to be more damage. You could go back and forth, right? I think both are solid, and this also is, you know, a little more fast run for that. For armor, I'm also considering Peace. Because Peace runeword is +2 to Amazon skills, and that is really good for us. Chance for Valkyrie on striking. And slow missiles when struck. Not bad. And the level 15 Valkyrie is pretty tanky as well. So, Shelthol Am right here. We can farm those from the Countess. But this is also like really good, right? And you get 10 all res, 6 evade. That's a lot of fast rock and IES. So, I don't know. Again, these are all like, we'll have to see if we get a co-rune, basically. Oh, wait. I want to go and look again at all rune words.
Why are you wearing pajamas?
All weapons. So there's Mania. And Passion with a Lemrune has 25 IAS. But again, that's kind of all that it gives us, so not really that exciting. Malrune for a trash rune word. Yeah, there's nothing else really. So our main goals in Nightmare are going to be get... we'll go right here and let's go... CTA bow, yeah. Let's go do the cows really fast just for some fun. They can drop some nice runes, but can also drop some fun bases. We can look at some bow bases, see if we can get some plus bow skills. But yeah, we're looking for Lore Helm for the +1 skills. We're looking for Peace Armor. And I'm probably keeping Zephyr. It really seems like it's not till Melody. Like I could go with the Edge for a slightly, you know, higher IAS. But cows also drop charms, which gives you res, because bow res are bad. Bow resistances are bad. Yeah, Tirtal Am for edge bow is like something we could consider. But it's not necessary, and again, we lose some FRW with it. Which is a little annoying. You know, for as big as the, like, tree head area is, it sure is hard to find it. One of the big questions is always, would Edge get you to the next IAS breakpoint? And for that, you have to use the D2 IAS calculator. D2 IAS calc, Icy Veins, IAS calculator, and you go there, and we're just using a standard attack. Primary weapon is right now a hunter's bow. We have no fanaticism, no burst of speed, no holy freeze. And this right here tells us our breakpoints of how much IAS we need. So, currently we have 25 IAS from this. So we're at the 22 breakpoint. If I go to 35, I would not get to another breakpoint. I would also need to get some IAS from some gloves or something, like 10 IAS from gloves, or right now 20 IAS from gloves, and that would bring me to the following breakpoint. But this is a good handy thing to have, because you always want to know, will I get a breakpoint from it? And you can say, okay, if I have 1 to fanaticism and 1 burst of speed from, you know, the hysteria, mania, I forget which one is the weapon. Here's the IAS and the frames I get. So we could actually get to that 7 breakpoint just by using that pretty easily. So good to have, and make sure you're of course also changing your bow. If you get a stag bow instead, that changes your numbers a little bit, etc. So it's a little complex trying to figure out your frames for IES because there's multiple factors, but the Icy Veins one is Warren's calculator brought over, and potentially I think it's the exact same. Oh yeah, I want to talk about that, Denali. Save our boy Kane. Pajama talk is off limits. Look, man, I'm tired. Let me wear my PJs. Okay, we got a ring, 10 FCR. Don't need it here. And let's go players 8 and see how we do in the cows on P8. Pretty good. To open socket circlet, we can use that for our lore helm. Circlets just look better. Ooh, a unique ring. Hello, SOJ. It's not too good, Kai. Like, it's fine. %, Nagel ring. Oh. Sure, more magic find, why not? Like, this is why we're running some magic find, so that we can get these sorts of things. Right? Also important to look up bows. And we can look at normal bows, exceptional bows, whatever, doesn't matter. But we can look up class-specific weapons, Amazon weapons, and see right here. So stag bow and reflex bow, it looks like a stag bow is 0 speed, a reflex bow is 10. The higher this number, the worse, the slower it is. You want this to be 0 or negative for faster. So again, all I care about is speed. So we really want to look at stag bows and or ashwood bows. But honestly, if I get a bow that's a reflex bow and it's got +3 to you know, bow and crossbow skills, I would sacrifice the speed for that. So that is something that we can just keep an eye out for. We can also put our loot filter on, and we will go to one change in it, which is in the items. I do want to see arrows.
It's locked.
Let me make sure, actually, that the loot filter also allows bows. Oh, it is hiding stag bows and reflex bows. Okay, so good to have checked. I guess we should check also in hide junk, because that might be hidden in the junk. Yeah, it is. Okay.
It's locked.
Exclamation mark filter will give you my filter. There's an Ort rune. We can definitely get some runes out here. Souls and Ams and Orts and all those. Gems, charms, all sorts of goodies.
I need mana. I can't. I can't carry.
6-year-old wants to play D2 with you. What's a good autopilot class? Maybe just give him like a fire druid. Very simple. Lots of damage, so he'll be able to contribute.
I can't carry anymore.
Very easy skill build. Here in Houston. Nice.
What do you need?
I'll keep this because I will want that fire res later, but for now with the magic fine, we're just gonna use that. Summon Necro also can play itself. So, I'm not like crazy looking for anything while I'm out here, you know, like a bow could be nice to look for. But gems, charms, whatever. Oh, that is nice. I suppose also a white partisan or a white bill would also be good. Again, so we could make an insight for the mercenary, which would help us out with our mana. Full rune, sure. We're not looking for Co here, really. No, that'll be nightmare cows. A 4-open socket will not drop here, no. But a white partisan or white bill or ethereal that drops from here will get 4 sockets at Larsec. So it's a good place to find bases. It's all good. We're a little high level for cows as well, so there's not a ton of experience here, so it's mostly just like kind of looking at bases. There's a superior stag bow. 3 open sockets. Perfect.
Moo.
So that is an option of something that we can have for the future to put in the melody or the hysteria main or whatever, or any of that stuff. But bow and crossbow skills right there. We'll go ahead and trade out, get the fire res going. Cold res 14. That was a lot of disappointing jewelry, huh? Let's go ahead and do this. Get a couple staminas. Thank you, Naram. Even the charms are bad. Yeah, like we dropped a lot of things. Nothing was worth anything though. Unfortunate. Okay, set a TP for the den. You bought some beef jerky and beaver nuggets. Beaver nuggets. You miss anything? Oh, you should have got the little sugar cookies. They got like little tiny mini cookies. One's with sprinkles, one's with like little chocolate chips in a container. Those are pretty good. We'll go to play. There's one here. And the brisket is also pretty good. They're like little pulled pork sandwiches and stuff are all good. And a lot of little good snacks.
Impossible. I can.
Well, thank you very much, Naram. I appreciate you coming over and dropping that Twitch Prime sub, reminding everybody in Twitch chat and YouTube chat that you may have a Twitch Prime sub available, but it does not auto-renew, so once a month you just have to pop on the channel, press subscribe, click the button that says your Prime subscription is ready down at the bottom with a little checkbox, and use it. If you don't use it here, you give it to Daddy Bezos, which like, hey, that's fine if you want to support Daddy Bezos. It's like your choice, I suppose. He doesn't want to support you, but you know, whatever. Free will and all that. But here it goes towards Baby Lilith and Andy's 529 accounts.
Perhaps now the sisters will trust me.
Okay. Go grab our skill point.
Yes?
Did I get Mr. and Mrs. Dell's free 1K? No, my kids were born in earlier, 2024 and 2023 or whatever. So they're not eligible. So I gotta have another kid, which will cost like 10 grand to have the kid, just to get a free $1,000. Go back up on players count. And more vitality, more fire. Doesn't know the date of birth of his kids. Look, I'm sure I know when they were born. No, I definitely do know the day they were born. I have to say that because I can't even joke about it because there are so many dads that don't. It's really... It makes me sad. Where was I? I think I was at the hockey game. Not yesterday, but a little bit before. And one of the dads was talking about his wife, like, having to leave him with the kids for a day because she had to go do something. Like, she had to go see her sick mom or something like that. And he was like,
Moo.
I don't know how to do this. How do you feed him? He was an old guy. This is an old team. He's like, what do you do for fun? How do you eat? What does mom feed you? Do you go to school still? Where do you go to school? And he thought it was the funniest act ever. I was like, I don't know, man. Ooh, 10 IS. Sure, 11 MF with 10 IS. We'll take it.
Moo.
I'm like, why have kids if you don't want to actually be a dad? Also, how do you think your kids and partner feel about you having no clue and no interest and involvement in your child's life? I don't know. Maybe it's not that funny. That dad's probably watching right now. I'm sure one of them is. Hey, it's not too late. Go reach out and get more involved. Oh, wait. I think I have arrows hidden still. Yeah. Right? It's crazy, Colonel. Did Blizzard accept my apology? They did. They said I could start testing again on Act 6. Dude, y'all were crazy on that, man. I'm not groveling for Blizzard's approval with that. It was half tongue-in-cheek and half just like, it was just silly. It was funny because the changes they implemented, again, not all of them, they did their own changes somewhat. But some of the changes and a lot of the ideas of the changes were a part of some of the ideas that we had given them. So it was funny that I came in and was like, yo, these changes are weak. And then I looked back and was like, hey, this is kind of pretty close to what I was suggesting. And when I actually look at these items, this is how I would change them if I was trying to not go too far, you know? Because that's always the thought. It's like, okay, we all have a billion ideas of ways that we could change all these items in crazy ways, but then you can end up with a mod of the game, right? Like, you don't want to go too far. And the changes that were listed were not that. They were like slight adjustments that'll slightly improve them. So if you find it in a run, yeah, you might consider using it here and there.
I am overburdened.
Oh, Spirit's a giant mess. Spirit ruins a lot of things. Okay, so now we're going to want to do the tower. I'm just going to go get this waypoint, come back. We'll go get the waypoint in the Black Marsh after this. Look, I will totally agree with you. Having kids is tough, and in today's world, it's even harder, it feels like, because there's a lot of other stress. I would have a third right now if financially it wasn't so uncertain and unstable and stuff, you know? Like, yeah, man. Ooh, 21 cold res is good enough to hold on to.
Good day.
But if you're going to have the kid, you know, like, interact with the kid, learn about the kid. That's all. You're gonna make that choice. Be a parent.
I can't. I can't.
That's what I've been saying, Shrike.
Impossible. I can't.
Okay. Let's find that tower and waypoint. Dad of the Year speech. Dude, it is amazing how easy it is to win Dad of the Year. If I go with my kids to like the playground and I'm just like playing with them on the slide or something, women will come up nonstop, moms, pretty much, because they're the ones at the playgrounds. And they'll just be like, oh my gosh, you are such a great dad. Okay. Playing with my kid on the playground, thank you. You give your kid a hug, they like fall and you're like, oh, are you okay? And you pick them up and give them a hug and they're like, oh my gosh. It's amazing.
Moo.
You didn't just like tell them to wipe it off and pistol whip them? Which, like, sometimes it's like, hey, you're okay, you know. That's still sometimes true. It's crazy. Okay, so what are we looking for down here? Again, we're looking for those bases. So Partisan now starts getting a little more dangerous as it can roll more than 4 sockets. And we're looking for Ort Soul, Shale, Thol, Am. Should be peace.
I can't. Impossible.
Could be interesting, Myrmidon, though it might end up being too forced on a lot of characters, you know. Like Enigma.
Impossible.
Cannot be frozen is very hard on a Bowazon because cannot be frozen comes from shale F in a rhyme usually. So we can make a hearth if we get a shale IO, and then I think Thol rune. And that gives cannot be frozen, but then we don't get the Ort Soul, and you know, it's its own trade-offs and stuff. If we get an IO, we can definitely take a look at it. We'll kind of see what rune words we get. Ravenfrost would be great, but that's a little tough. We could also find, you know, Spirit Shroud or something. See if we can just find cannot be frozen on an item. Death's Belt is an option and is something that we could force, and maybe we should. Should I go force Death's Maybe I should go force deaths. Such a good set combo for this character. Ouchies. I do lose my GG belt if I do that, but I gain Cannot Be Frozen, 30 IAS, and 15 all res. Now that would mean I can't use any 3-to-bow and crossbow skills later on the gloves or anything like that, so we'll go down to players 1. It's kind of hard. Wow. Okay. Oh, there's peace. Oofa. Extra strong with when you're cursed is a lot of damage.
I need mana.
That hurt.
Good day.
Okay, so in times like this, damage is starting to creep up. We'll start adding rejuves to our belt.
Yes?
Just to be a little bit extra safe. Ooh, 27 fire res with half freeze duration.
Moo.
Either a direct replacement or we can go there with it. Our cold res is kind of bad. Veteran, thank you. Which hearth would also be good for that? Okay, either way. We've maxed out these two. I'm going to put another point into Pierce. We'll get more vitality. And let's keep going here. Players 8. See what we can do. Kind of a long tower. Do I play ladder? Here and there. I'll be on the next ladder for a bit there. Short battle bow. Not good for us, but fun. Love Rogue's bow instead. I don't think you should remove attack rating. That's like such a big part of the game. I just think the chance to hit calculation needs to just be improved slightly.
Impossible.
Okay, and we'll go one more point there. We have this skill shrine. But after this, we can start going into dodge, avoid, evade. Before, they were actually really annoying because they would lock you up, but the devs fixed it. So it's actually a nice set of skills now.
I can't. I can't. Impossible.
Everything pretty much got turned up on its head when when Blizzard added mana potions to vendors. That was like the, you know, okay, casters always hit, but you can't just cast infinitely. But once they did that, it was like, well, now all these physical skills are so much worse. we'll go down to players 1. She doesn't like to go out of her area. Shell rune.
Good day.
And either way, it's just a nice experience down here as well. Players 8. So we're already level 43. We can take this up close to darned near 50 if we would like. And still be getting experience. And keep on vitality. We can always shift that later if needed to get into something else, right? If we like want to use the stag bow and stuff, okay. To respec when we're doing our next piece, and then we can change it up. Changing player count needs Act 2 or 33 screens. I don't know what any of that means.
Moo. Jeff is too kind.
Thanks, Jeff and Tony, for the prime. Okay, so now we'll go appointed a dodge. More vitality. Welcome back. Finally got a Sunder. 6 cold. Wow. Well, they also increased the number of mana potions that dropped, as well as allowing you to purchase them. Used to be a lot more rare to get them. Feel that, Warren. Seems tricky, but
Impossible.
down to players 1. Talral. Still no Ort.
Good day.
Players 8. Point and avoid.
I can't.
Oh, screens. Anything that's loaded in. Yeah, it's about 2 screens or so that monsters will load around you.
I can't.
Now, for Countess, you can change her to players 1 at any point before she dies. It won't change her difficulty, but for her item drops, no, I see that. Yeah, I mean, mostly just want that soul rune. But
Impossible.
Anyways, I was talking about deaths, and something that you can do is you can literally go kill the Cow King with the magic find we have 50, 60 times. And in doing so, you will find, most likely in that time, Death's Gloves and Death's Belt, which the combination of those two will give you Canopy Frozen, 15 all res, and 30 IES, which is a fantastic combination. One of the best in the game. So, highly recommended. You can do that farm, you know, in like 30 minutes or something. There's not a Canopy Frozen charm, no. Wisdom would be a fantastic helmet, but it requires a pole rune, and that's a hard thing to get in a playthrough, with the exception of maybe the Forge will drop it. So if we get a pole rune from the Forge, we're probably making Wisdom. Hard to argue making anything else. Get a point and evade here. Go down to players 1. Shell Towel.
Good day.
Ooh, lethargy charges on a ring. Potential for like bail or something. Oh, if you see something, lower. Give all weapons. Oh, passed.
I can't.
God, now you're gonna ruin
I can't.
IS frames, but so two-handers are just like faster than one-handers is the thought. Yeah.
I am overburdened.
I think it's a pretty big shift. At this point, getting into these ideas, I think you start looking at things that are maybe too far. And the devs wouldn't want to touch it.
Impossible.
Because I do think there are ways, you know, to... Like, PD2 does innate FCR on those, I think, right, and stuff.
I can't.
There are ways to make the two-handers a little more viable, but... It's too far in the way that, like... That could alienate a lot of people.
I am overburdened.
You know? It's too far
I am overburdened.
in the way of... The changes you have to think about, like, will they be such a shift that someone coming back to the game will be like, what the heck? I don't know what's happening. You know? Go down to players 1.
I can't.
So suddenly having to use an FCR calculator and all that might be too much. Shell Fold Tier. So many shell runes. Level 46. Three cold res with the added cold damage though. I like that there. 15 to life. 2 to Dex. These are just kind of weak. Cold res, I'll keep. 5 defense is trash.
Greetings.
1, 2 warlock skills. Oops, I'll buy that back. I want that. Go get mana.
Good day.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. I just think it's beyond what the devs would do right now. Like I say, I think that you're starting to change a lot of the base knowledge people have of the game by doing that. And that could be too much. Even though I think the idea is good.
Impossible. I can't.
Time for work, see ya.
Impossible.
Okay, we'll go ahead and go 1 more point to Pierce. That gets us to 55% Pierce chance. And then we'll start looking at going up, down towards Valkyrie. Another Valk playthrough. I'm not going to be using Valkyrie really much, but I will have it for now until I eventually respec over and we start getting into like cold as well. So around Act 4, we'll make that shift. For right now, Fire's doing plenty. We don't need to shift over. I don't know if there's any hope about adding item levels shown. I think it's one of the things, again, the devs like to keep things... Like, Diablo has a lot of mystery and stuff. And when you do stuff like that, you kind of take away some of the, like, learned knowledge that people have. So I think there's always a debate around how much info do you give to people versus how much do you leave hidden and let it be a knowledge check. Tal Ort. Alright. Soul just isn't happening, I guess. We're level 48. Let's take a look at our runes. 4 shales. Jeez. Just dancing all around that soul rune, man. It's fine. It's not like crazy necessary to have the lore here. That is definitely a nice to have. So that can just be up to you whenever you think is the time to get it or not. But the big thing that I will do now that we have Outer Cloister Waypoint is I'm going to go back to normal. And we're going to go shop. But do people really have that knowledge? I mean, I share that knowledge with you every day. We're going to go to Act 2 normal. So, yes. We just want a 3 open socket breastplate.
Blessings to you.
Players who have beaten hell. Steam 18%, PS 19%, Xbox 15%. What about PC? Oh, that's Steam? I mean, kind of. Steam is a weird place to have D2. All the true people are in the Battle.net app.
How may I help you? Good day.
Either way, though, yeah, I mean, I think that's true in every game. There's always a large initial base, and then it falls off from there. We did have one freeze up since then, Wizard, but it's been like one in the last 4 weeks or 3 weeks, so
How may I help you?
it didn't give us a dump log, so I'm not sure if it's the right one or not. There we go. 3 open socket breastplate. We'll go up to 30 strength. Go to runes. And you can always double check. Peace, rune word. D2R. Shale Thol Am. Shale Thol Am. Perfect. Lose a little bit of fast run walk, but we gain 2 to Amazon skills, chance for a level 15 Valkyrie, 2 to critical strike, whatever, 30 cold res, some hit recovery. Really nice. And if we had a white, bill, we would take that back, or an ethereal one, take that back and socket quest it for 4 sockets. If I had a partisan that I knew I got early enough, not all partisans will get 4 sockets, but if I found one from like normal cows or something, I'd socket that. If I had the soul rune, I'd make insight for my mercenary, and or I'd make a lore helm for myself if I had multiple. Kind of a variety of options here.
But
for now, we'll just rock with our piece. Oh my god, Dave. Y'all are getting... I'm worried for y'all. You're getting a little too worked up. Oh. Interesting. Y'all are getting a little too worked up. Doesn't it have big fire damage on it? That's crushing blow, but I think it's got like 140 to 270 fire damage.
Took place here.
Massive. Also 33 to life. Whatever. But yeah, that's a substantial gain on our damage. So, thank you, Magic Find. Like, we're just running around wearing little bits of Magic Find here and there. And it's already paid off a lot. We found Nagel, Etlich, Horizons. A little MF goes a long way. Sorry. Anyways, y'all are getting too excited for BlizzCon, I feel like. Look, I'm as excited as the next guy that there may be some changes coming. Obviously, we already have patch 3.3 coming, which is going to be a couple minor things. And I think does give us thought that we could see more things like that. I do think that is looking potentially open. Right? Like, they're just changing 10 random trash items. And they're not going to, like, maybe come in and change some more items later on? That seems weird. No. it seems like, yeah, we're probably going to get more item changes in the future. But to be like Act 6 or a new class or Act 4 finished or any of those things, that feels like a lot, right? Like, I just don't want everybody to get too excited. I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's happening. I just don't want everybody to be so excited and then be all disappointed if nothing happens. There's a decent chance we all go to BlizzCon and sit in our VIP chairs they got for us. And there is no announcement for Diablo 2. Right? There's a good chance that happens.
I am overburdened.
And it's just like a Diablo 5 announcement or something. You believe me? Thank you. If they finish Act 4, what content would you like there? I don't even know. Some more, 3 more quests. Yeah, it's hard to answer questions like that because they're so open to anything. And a little poison damage.
Good to see you.
What's only in a cutscene? Ooh, man. That's really nice. That would have been super sweet. Mom has lost all credibility after Reign of the Warlock? What?
Impossible.
Oh, God. I don't think I... Look, I apologize to chat. Chat apologized to me.
This place is eerie.
Y'all said stuff. I said stuff. Things we meant or didn't meant. Y'all hid things. I hid things. It was a toxic time for everybody. And we all gathered up, came together, and moved forward. Forgave each other, so we're good.
I can't.
You're heartbroken, I'm heartbroken, but you know what? Sometimes when your heart breaks, you just go buy a new heart. Level 2. Nightmare Andy farming can actually be kind of interesting. So if you're someone who really likes to grind and wants to farm and have some fun, it's something. Okay, waypoint. Nightmare Andy ain't too shabby, and we have fire damage, which is her kryptonite. So, a lot of good potential there.
I can't. I am overburdened. I can't.
Thanks, Brian. You don't want to apologize? Too late. You already did. We all did. Thanks, Cass. Caps. New skill. Slow Mysel. Yeah, where's my Valkyrie at? I have definitely shot enough times I should have a Valkyrie. I know it's a 1 in 50 chance, but sheesh. What are people complaining about this time? Oh, Mr. Llama, you lied to us about Reign of the Warlock and about Resurrected. So how would you not be lying to us also about if there was another expansion title that I don't know the name of? Just trying to, you know, think of one there. I couldn't think of a good one. Just saying words. Let's go to players 3 for this farm. I'm just trying to keep everyone's hype in check because I don't know what's coming and I can't say get hyped or not hyped. But everybody seems to be hyped to the gills and they're all on the max hype levels. They're all like, we're going big, and it's like, whoa, let's, you know, let's take it easy now. We don't know what's coming. What if it is just like a Diablo 5 announcement? How upset are you gonna be?
Hello.
Trash, trash. Angelix is fun, but not super useful. Trash. Okay, congratulations. Act 1 of Nightmares completed. Easy as that. I highly doubt there's D2R stuff since the ladder's starting soon. If it was after BlizzCon, that'd be more of an indicator. That's what I'm saying. Also, let's go ahead and get a Holy Freeze mercenary.
I'll put that to good use.
Just a little bit easier. Go back to players 8. Finally, we got the Valkyrie spawn. You think it's D1 resurrected because of that? Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense that they're having us. Like, if they were dropping Act 6, then they would wait to do the ladder reset till after BlizzCon, and then they would drop Act 6 into the new ladder. And then it'd be crazy. But BlizzCon, like 3 weeks after a new ladder, that doesn't make any sense. And before. Get a point in decoy. Decoy is actually pretty nice. Just let that baby sit, soak up some hits, draw some baddies away from you. Highly recommended. I like it, Steven. You say D3 and D4 are failures, but honestly, the earnings report just showed that Diablo as a whole is carrying Blizzard right now. Between Immortal, Diablo 4, and D2R. 3 successful titles. D3 was one of the most sold games in history, so like it's unfortunate. The games really are, you know, mediocre at best, but they financially have done fantastic. Yeah, D3 and D4.
I can't.
Let's find the Far Oasis. Can Bowazon do pits in early ladder? Yeah. Just the archers will be troublesome. Respawn those. They only made money because D2 set the bar? Maybe, but they made a lot of money and there's still a decent number of people that play D4. Probably my favorite boss group in the game. The Black Raptor Nest. Pretty rare. Can't understand why anyone would play D4. I mean, I think D4 definitely fits into the casual gamers like wheelhouse more. You come home from work, you just want to blow off some steam, you don't want to think a lot. You pick up D4, you run around, you just go pew, pew, pew. Your character gets a little bit stronger by 1 trillion damage. It's got like easy dopamine hits. Actually, we can stick on players 8 in here because we have teleport staff. It's not, for me, a ton. I enjoyed playing for 1 to 2 days.
I can't.
It's just a very casual experience. Yeah, and weirdly, some people don't want to play the same game for 10 years straight. I mean, there's a lot of people that come in here and they're like, how do you keep playing the same game? You know, for many people, they're like, I want to play a game for a week, 2 weeks, and then I want to play another game. For me, I'm like, I want to play an amazing game until I die. And not just keep filling up with kind of mediocre casual ones. But different strokes for different dudes, you know?
I can't. Impossible.
And dudettes.
Good day. Greetings.
Impossible.
Okay. And now we have our own Valkyrie. The thing is, that's a level 15 Valkyrie right there that we spawn. So I don't need to cast my own Valkyrie unless that one dies. And then I can just cast one to have it until I get my Valkyrie back from the piece. I'm looking great today? Dude, I look like trash today. Exhausted. Okay, though. Yeah, I really do want to get that insight. I hope I get a soul rune in, like, Flare Jungle. If not, maybe we're just nightmare cowsing. Should be able to get one out there while we try and get a co-rune. Could be a fun thing to do.
Great. An eclipse. This just keeps getting better and better.
You like playing games that you can finish in a few hours? Haven't been able to get into larger games for years. Yeah, and that's totally fine. There's a lot of people like that. Dang, Brian.
Impossible.
Do I know why they picked Warlock?
Impossible.
Probably because it fits in the lore.
I can't. Impossible. I can't. I can't. Impossible.
I don't know. He fits the lore, you know? Okay, be careful on level 2. Fang skin can be pretty nasty. So if we can chip away from afar, that works a lot nicer. Ooh, the curse as well.
Let there be light.
No clue. Repairs 1 durability, but not better than what I've got. Yo! Man, if White Wand didn't exist, that'd be cool. Wonder bow and crossbow skills. Not much else there. Okay, again, at this point, it's like, I'm not really gonna do Immolation Arrow. It's just not that great. Exploding Arrow does everything we need. So I can just keep putting points into Valkyrie now. And we will shift into having a, you know, cold fire setup. We'll also go more Vitality. Moo Girl said I can go to Disneyland by myself in California. I went to Disneyland when I was like 17. Thoroughly unimpressed. The lines you waited in were the coolest part about it. Because, like, it looks cool. They do a lot of the cool design on it. But, man, every ride was such a snooze fest. Like, such a bore. What time on Sunday again? And how far from Anaheim is it?
Am I the first to find this arcane fortress?
Okay. Thanks, Remy. So, Player's 8 is a little rough down here because we have all these guys, which are a little bit annoying. But you still can do it. Kind of up to you how much You want to fight? First, just move forward. First way. Okay, 125 Sunday. Let me message.
Yep.
Is there like a schedule of events for BlizzCon that's released? Not yet. Okay. All right, Kerms. Let's wait till we get the schedule.
Good day.
Ask.
Okay. I've been to Disneyland in California. Like I said, it looked cool. They did a nice job designing the waiting lines. Oopsies. But it was pretty boring overall. I've been to Universal Studios in Florida. Again, it looked cool. The waiting lines for things looked nice. But most of the rides were boring, and honestly, the 4D stuff just gave me a massive headache and vertigo, so I couldn't really enjoy that. Harry Potter World was pretty cool. Kind of expensive. But butterbeer was very tasty. And that's about it. It's pretty meh overall. Not worth the cost. I haven't been to Disney World, so you want to talk about costs. Okay, these guys have some fire res for sure, so let's go just players one here. Put the staff in, clean some things up.
Good day.
How may I help you?
It's fair citizen. They're moving away from the 3D, 4D stuff. Okay, good. It literally, I cannot ride it. It made me so sick to ride. Okay, so we'll get some thawing potions for ourselves and our mercenary.
Thanks. Thanks. Thanks.
Greetings.
Thanks. Thanks.
We'll go here. We'll go more Valkyrie. We'll go players one. Feed our mercenary some potions. Oh my god, Valkyrie, fight. Dude, the Valk won't fight. Finally. can do Disney World cheap. Your whole family went for 2 weeks for $8,000? I thought you said cheap. That probably is cheap for 2 weeks, but they added a few more roller coaster type rides at Universal. That's good. And congratulations.
Ever end.
Wow, Steven. Active complete. Heart carver. Fun item. It's also fun. And Saigon's boots are worth holding on to. I mean, not really, because we have these, so they're not. But if we found Saigon's gloves as well, that does have 30 IAS if we had the combination. So that's where it could be like, maybe. Universal Epic Studios? Wait, what's that? Is that a different thing than Universal Studios? You know, I'm actually going to stick Players 1. I'm just going to wait till the Flare Jungle to go Players 8. Most of the experience is going to be out there that I want. Go to the Spider Cavern. Also Life Leech and AR, but that's irrelevant. And defense, yeah. None of that matters here.
From the right buyer.
Careful of Sark again, as always. Can be pretty nasty.
I am overburdened.
Epic has How to Train Your Dragon, Nintendo Land, and... Oh, okay. So I went to that one when I went to the Harry Potter world. I mean, those other ones weren't there when I went. It was just Harry Potter. Right, Remy? Your whole family's 7 people. It's pretty good. I mean, how much is a day pass though at Disney? That alone would be over $8,000 for 2 weeks of that. Unless you had like a lot of days you weren't in the parks or something.
Moo.
Type
Thanks,
4
Bode.
streams.
Thank you.
I can't. I can't.
Nice. Players 8 for Flare Jungle. One of the funky connectors. Do you think it's fair you get to stream while knowing Act 6 is coming? Like, is that fair? Should it be legal? Jesus. You know it should be legal? Finding a white bill! Insight! Here we come, baby!
I can't.
So Bill gets 4 sockets max. And the reason I know this is because I can just go look at bases. Right, we can just come over here. We can look at bases. I can look at exceptional pole arms. And I can look at sockets. 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. So Bill is the only one that no matter what its eye level is, so long as it's high enough, which anything in Nightmare will be high enough, it will get 4 sockets at Larsic. Otherwise, yeah, I'd love a Partisan for like that extra damage and stuff, but it's 5 sockets, which means I have to go to sockets, D2R. And then we could look up Partisan. 3, 4, 5. So only when the Partisan is eye level 26 to 40 will it get 4 sockets, which means I have to find it in a place that I know is eye level 26 to 40 for dropping it, which would be, again, somewhere like cows, right? Normal cows, a white Partisan, or ethereal would get me that. But I have to know that, and that can be a little bit more, you know, work. Whereas this I just know for Bill. Bill's always good. Bill is always good. Bill is always great. So we'll put Bill over here for later. Enigma, solid.
I can't.
Another level up. Let's go more points over there. Into Valkyrie. And just keep shooting away.
It's locked.
Again, just nice, easy experience out here. Immolation arrow is just okay.
Moo.
Thanks, Capiche. Capita. Ral rune, not quite the soul rune we're looking for.
I can't. This dagger will separate the faithful from the fallen.
Welcome on into Llamas of the Round. Appreciate that sub. Yo, not bad. FCR is okay because we do have the tele staff. 8 life, 6 mana is fine. 20 fire res though. 15 poison res. Yeah. 6 to life, no. We already have a cold damage charm. 104 attack rating. Wrong build. Cool. Is Insight Bow any good for this? It's okay, but not like great because we need IAS and skills, and that's not either of those.
I can't.
Immolation Arrow just leaves a fire that burns, which the fire burning can be decent damage, but it also has a tiny cooldown on it. It's gonna be super annoying. Unless they remove the cooldown. Either way, it's not good. Not good enough. The exploding arrow is just a little bit better. You can only have one source of add cold, fire, etc. No, it's just I already have the cold damage is added cold damage, so I already get a cold on hit. Adding 1 to 2 more cold damage is pretty irrelevant. It's not going to change anything. I already get a cold on hit. I could have more, but then I do 2 to 4 cold damage. Whatever, you know, like. I don't have the added cold damage for the damage, I have it for the cold. Good enough. It's interesting. A little more fire res, some energy and mana. I might give it to the mercenary.
Good use.
And remember, I still have a physical hit. It's not a lot, but you know, it does a tiny bit of damage. Okay. Let us continue through more of the flared jungle. We leveled up again. We'll just keep rocking same old, same old. There's a partisan, but again, that partisan would get 5 sockets. So if we wanted to use that, we would be making an honor ML ith tier soul, which is also still decent. However, I wouldn't be getting the mana, right? But it does have life leech in it, which is nice. So some niceness for the mercenary with it, but it does lose out on the insight for us. I think you're underselling Immolation Arrow. It does higher explosion damage than Exploding Arrow and adds fire to the single target damage, so double damage against single targets if it hits. I don't know. I've just... Maybe the big issue, I think, with Immolation Arrow is that it has a cooldown. So you have to shoot, like, exploding, immo, exploding, immo, exploding, immo, exploding, immo. And that's just, like, the most annoying thing in the world. When we do our fires on, we'll do it. I know that you reduced it some, but it's still there and it's still annoying. Exploding Arrow's doing well enough. I'm happy. Now we are in the Nightmare Lower Cross, where you can find all sorts of goodies, runes, gems, jewels, whatevers. Bases, if you want to look for that bill, charms. You can spend your time looking around here. You can pop weapon racks. You can click on all the poppables. You can get the waypoint and run around and just do this a bunch. There's a stag bow. Two to bow and crossbow skills. There you go. So you can get all sorts of goodies there. Let's make sure to do Battle Maid Serena. Remember, Curse Bazaar facing the bottom left.
I need mana.
So, okay, if you want to run Immolation Arrow, you can. I think Exploding Arrow is good enough, and this is going to be a hybrid build, which is also why I'm kind of not running it, because in the hybrid build, you generally are just using Exploding Arrow. I mean, I guess you could go full Immo and Exploding and whatever if you want with the combo. But you get... I prefer that. We can take a look, though. Well, I'll be Freezing Arrow plus Exploding Arrow is my thought, but maybe we should go Freezing plus Immolation Arrow. I'm open to looking.
Impossible.
We can take a look right here. Immolation Arrow. D2R. Okay, so at level 20, it is dealing 416 to 427 fire damage. And Exploding Arrow is dealing 199 to 226. Well, that can't be right. I have way more than that. Oh, without synergy, though. Okay. So this synergy gets 14% fire damage per level. This one only gets 10% fire damage per level. Oh, that makes it trickier, too. But you do get less explosions because you're only hitting once every 0.6 seconds on shot.
I can't.
It's more annoying. Could potentially be better. Oh, hello. Convenient.
It's locked.
Yeah, the fire damage on the ground will stack, but it's not that important.
Impossible.
Nice minion.
Impossible.
Yeah, you don't need to pick up everything in D2R. Newer RPGs just kind of reward you to pick everything up because they're like, yeah, sure, you get the materials from them or you get whatever. We have green arrows to just tell you if it's better or not. But D2 doesn't really hold your hand with that. You kind of have to learn the loot.
Moo.
Also makes sense, Dark. Air Dog, thank you very much. Okay, we'll go ahead and drop down to players 1. Yeah, it was a bit much for me, Binary. Also really nice, just missing the faster run walk. Yeah, Nightwings has a couple best in slot. I mean, Blizz Source alone. Frost Maiden probably. Also my Arctic Blast Druid, it was best in slot as well. Oops. And Rifson, which now that Mosaic is temporarily suspended, Rifson, I guess, is back. Soul Rune, let's go! Wait, that was weird. Why is Zephyr hidden from my loot filter? I'm probably just hiding hunter's bows. Kind of rough for 100 Diablo runs. Heard they're gonna rework Assassin. Reworking Mosaic. Not like all Assassin, just like Mosaic. But
I can't.
Mosaic got removed from ladder until they fix it. I thought you were trying to get away from that, Binary. Dolls here. You know what we say with dolls. We say, no thank you. I will just run forward instead. Just get away from them. Okay. We'll head to Mephisto. And between our Mercenary, Valkyrie, Decoy, should be okay. Can always drag the Mercenary off if he needs a second. throw up some decoys. Voila!
Success.
Congratulations, just like that. Act 3 is done. Also, Mephisto is decent, though on this character I'd probably recommend farming Andariel a little bit more, just because the fire damage is better, but...
Hail to you, champion.
So now we have a soul rune, which means two things. Number one, we could make ourselves a lore helm, or number two, we could get our mercenary an insight. And I think the insight is going to be worth more than the lore. So let's go ahead and do this. Go to runes, Ral, Tier, Tal, Soul, 14 meditation, 220 AD, 3 crit strike. Pretty mid on every roll. Not shabby. Let's go to Act 4. This Dark Glow is actually doing nicely for the mercenary. If we can get a good helm on him, he'll be really solid. We'll stick players 1 here, and this is also a good time to note that there's a lot of fire immunes here. So we're kind of in a weird spot, which means now we have to change it up a little. Trying to proc a Valkyrie. So we will head over for our respec. I'm just gonna go to Isual and grab waypoint, kind of do some of the basics here. And we'll do that. Now there are souls here. I only have 40 light res, so it's a little bit scarier. Definitely want to watch out. No, mercenary. I don't think his Holy Freeze was activated yet, sadly. Should have made my own lore helm, huh? It's okay. I'm also, I would love to see potentially a 3-socket helm, because while lore is good, it gives us +1 all skills, which is nice. It's only 30 light res. Whereas if I got a 3-socket helm and I put like Ral Ort Thol in it, well now I have 90 resistances. And since I don't get shields on this character, resistances are a little bit more at a premium. So
What do you need?
okay. Let's go find Mr. Izzy. And just be a little careful, especially if there's like Conviction Aura or something. If you don't like these mobs, save, quit, restart. Go until you don't get souls out here. Sometimes it'll take 5 save and quits, but no matter how long it takes longer to restart your character. that is the hardcore versus softcore difference. Hey, Fame. Okay, so we got Isual down. Let's go do our respec. And we'll actually do a double respec for a little testing, but I want to show you a few different options. So the first thing is you want to have enough strength for your gear. That's enough for those pieces. However, I do have these stag bows, and that is 45 dexterity to get the stag bow. I think I have 11 dex from these gloves, which is kind of nice. Though we may end up wanting some other gloves. So I'm going to take these off, and we're just going to go up to 45 strength, or dex, so we can wear the stag bow. Right? Just as a potential idea. We can also take a look at stag bow here. And see, okay, max sockets is 5. And I believe this came pretty late. Yeah, this was Act 3, so this will get the maximum sockets if I socket quest it, which is 5 sockets. Which doesn't give us a lot of great bow pieces there. Now, I also have... Oh, wait, no, it's damaged. Oh, that's great. So because it's damaged, I could actually repair it. Damaged weapon cube. D2R. No. Not repair. What am I looking for? Oh, what's the name of it? What is the name? I want to change it from damaged to regular. Quality, maybe? Low quality, rare item of same type, no. No, not quality. In the middle before runes. No, that's repaired and recharged. Guys, what is it? You know how you take like a damaged monarch and you make it a white monarch and then you trade it to someone and laugh when they socket quest it? What's the name of that recipe? Or what that's doing? Eld plus chip gem. Ah, that's of same type. Yes. Here we go. Normal quality weapon of same type. Sorry, that took way too long to find. So, what we can do is we can take this stag bow, which has too high of an item level. We can put it in the cube with an L, the chip gem, and the low quality version of the weapon. And it'll give us a normal quality weapon of the same type. Here. Eld. Chip gem. And now, oh no, it only gave us +1. I was afraid it was going to do that. I mean, it's fine. I didn't want a 5-socket one anyways, so not a big deal. It was worth the chance. But now it's repaired this. However, with this repairing, the item level goes to 1. And if you look up the stag bow, it'll be 3 sockets. So this would be a way that we could force this to now socket quest maximum for 3 sockets instead of the 5 sockets. However, we got unlucky and it rolled just +1, so we already have a +1 right here, so it's worthless. But it was a fun idea. Otherwise, we could have done a perfect amethyst and a Ral Am and just chanced it, or. Yeah, that'd be right for weapon. Okay, so let's look now again at how we're spending our points. I'm going to go the rest into vitality after doing all of those stats. We will go a point in critical strike, a point in penetrate, and a point in pierce. And over here, we will go down this. We're going to get max freezing arrow. And you can see Ice Arrow adds to freeze length, Cold Arrow adds to cold damage. And then we can come here and we can either go max Immolation Arrow or we can go max Exploding Arrow. Now let's take a look at max Immolation Arrow and see where the damage ends up. So that's 572 to 584. And if we respec, 242 to 274. So the damage does increase, about doubled. Okay, we'll give it a shot. We'll do Immolation Arrow with it. So we're 30 here, 45 there. So go max. We'll go 111. It's also a good idea to go 111. Just these 3 are pretty useful. Oh, you're right. Eye level 1 means it will always roll +1 because it's, limiting its mod. Okay, so it's always going to be there. And now we'll go ahead and max Immolation Arrow. So now we're running Freezing Arrow and Immolation Arrow. And this is where you can kind of decide which one you want to be more focused on. If you want to go more into cold damage or fire damage. If you want more cold damage, you add to Cold Arrow. If you want more fire damage, you add to Exploding Arrow. Or you can just do a mix and match of all of it. So I really like Freezing Arrow as my main skill. So I'm going to go ahead and put some good synergy points there to get that up. I actually feel like there's decent enough damage from the Immo Arrow that I don't mind leaving it like that. So I'm just going to focus on maxing Cold Arrow, and then I'm going to start maxing Exploding Arrow. And that'll be there. So we'll go Immolation Arrow and Freezing Arrow as our 2 shots. And now we'll come back and continue forward. Passive and magic, we've gone 111 and 111. If you also want to go down into the Valkyrie, you can. I have Peace right now, so I'm kind of just using Peace for that. Thanks, Gorilla. Now the beauty about Freezing Arrow, of course, is that it has a full freeze on it. So between this and the holy freeze of my mercenary, we have now just gotten even safer, which a lot of times is why I like having this be my main source. It is a little mana intensive, so some of you might consider running a few energy points. That can be up to you. Ice would be a great one, Binary. Thanks for asking. can also, if you want, freeze them and make them stand in your fire. But we'll just be on the lookout still for more stag bows or whatever, any of the Amazon bows, just to see if we can pick up some nice plus bow skills on them. Just a little mana intensive. Yeah, I mean, it does use a lot of mana. So getting things that are like plus 70 to mana on like an amulet and stuff is actually pretty beneficial. You definitely recommend putting points into energy. I agree. I do think putting some points into energy will be worth it. Even still, again, we can always respec out even later on. So I'll probably shift it over for my next level up, so I'll do that.
I can't. Impossible.
Let's grab the waypoint. And yes, this still freezes things in hell as well, so you get a lot of safety added from it. Grab the hammer, and come on, Korun. Korun is our ultimate desire. Pole rune would also be fine for wisdom. Rune is okay. Lemrune's great. Okay. Okay, so we found an rune. What do? We look up things that we can make with an rune, right? Beast, no. Bone, no. Chains of Honor, no. Right, if it has like a burr rune and stuff in it, don't bother. Any high runes, we're not finding those right now. Crescent Moon in a pole arm is actually interesting, but we did just make, Insight. But we can take a look. Duress is interesting, of course. And that's pretty much all that's interesting. Unfortunately, is just not that interesting. Crescent Moon is fantastic. It has a chance for static field on striking with IAS and ED. Also ignore target defense, minus enemy light res, blah, blah, blah. So this is really nice for a mercenary. If you didn't make Insight and you have a nice 3 open socket polearm, or you go get a polearm that you can guarantee 3 open sockets, the Bardiche line, Ogre Axe, all of that will be max 3 sockets. Then that can be super nice. And Duress is also pretty sweet. It's got nice resistances on it. It's got some open wounds. It has this crushing blow, which is really good. A little ED and such as well. But this could be good for a mercenary. So we could look at Shale Thol in a breastplate or whatever we go shop to give to our mercenary to get him some crushing blow. So that is an option. Or I could just shove it into like a helm. 15 all res, right? Like on this character, I said before, resistances are kind of at a premium. That could be a nice way to just really stack up some res. So that may honestly be the best solution because I need res. You'd put Duress on the Bowazon. It does have good resistances, but unfortunately, 1, I think the Valka's worth more to me. And 2, like, it's okay, but I'm not trying to do physical damage that much. So my attack rating isn't crazy high. So, like, it's okay. Like, I hit 69% of the time. Now, if I was a physical Bowazon, yes, I'd have that on in a heartbeat. Also, I get +2 to all skills from Peace, and that's worth a lot.
I can't carry anymore.
Death Mask does get 3 sockets if I socket quest it. Now, I would prefer to just find a 3-socket Death Mask, but in the event that we don't, that is an option.
I need mana. Not enough mana. Impossible. I can't carry anymore.
If we had an Io rune as well, we could make a hearth for ourselves. We could make a bulwark for our mercenary, which is really helpful. So there'd be some good options there.
Not enough mana.
And I'm going to put some points in energy.
I am overburdened.
And let's see what the crown is. Trash. Bulwark is currently ladder only, but after patch 3.3 it's shifting to non-ladder. However, ladder only is still available in single player, just as a heads up. Anything that's ever deemed ladder only, single player gets all of it. And then we'll continue with Cold Arrow. Like I say, we're just going to kind of work on buffing that damage up right now. And then we'll buff our Immolation Arrow up after. This is a great example of, hey, we've got cold and fire, so we can, you know, deal with these immunes. If someone's immune to cold, we hit them with fire, and vice versa. Careful with the lower res. They're immune to both. Mercenary! Mercenary! Nice and easy. Make sure your player's won. Yeah, just impossible to keep them alive, unfortunately. But we can let them sit in the fire and burn, or we can freeze them out. Both are fine. Again, this isn't the strongest boss killer. That's going to be one of your weaknesses.
What do you need?
So that's something you'll have to adjust to. Better at AoE clearing stuff. Bro, the apology video was a joke. What is wrong with you guys? We'll go pick up the matriarchal bow in a second.
Not enough mana.
Silly fun.
Not enough mana. I need mana.
Okay. trash, but it's okay. Hey, where's the mage? There it is. Ah. Dude, matriarchal is such a high requirements.
Greetings.
Internet was a mistake. One to war cries. And voila, Act 4. Complete.
Stay a while and
Good afternoon.
When you are horking, I believe the player count of the corpse is the player count that you killed the mob at. Well, for... Let me think on this. Because, like, for chest and these corpses, it is going to be... Horking doesn't use player count and ignores no drop. Oh, okay, there you go, even better. That's why I was confused about it. Oh, you're right. It's just the percent chance from the skill. Yeah, when you think about it, it makes sense. Yeah, because the Sunder issue was massive. How's Mr. Scott Carney today? Good. A little bit tired, but, you know, can't complain too much. The highest ELO we reached was 1540, I think, on AoE 2. But then I just ran into too many bolus riders, cav archer, unfun stuff. And it got really tiring. Between that, maybe just like Roman / Armenian.
I can't.
Got exhausted. We're also back up at our favorite spot, which is Farm Zone. You can kill here as much or as little as you want. Yeah, I just like the Armenian man-at-arms all-ins, and same with the Romans doing the same thing. Ooh, experience shrine. You can sit here and level up to about 65 if you would like. Before moving forward. To you. I'm not sure how little farm you want to do, but always a great place to just pick up a couple levels, if so desired. And it's pretty fast. You go out, you come back in.
Not enough mana. I need mana.
Rinse, repeat.
Good afternoon.
New season starts in a week. Yes, a week from today.
I need mana. Not enough mana.
There we go. More cold arrow. And we're 59. I feel fine enough to move forward. But if you want to spend more time there, then spend more time there. Get yourself some more stuff. Like, again, you farm as much as you want to feel comfortable. If you spend 10 minutes there, you'll pick up another level. Sorry, you'll pick up another, 3 levels, 4 levels.
Thanks.
Kasim really needs some life leech, which is where Bulwark comes into play.
I
Or
can't.
honor.
I can't.
But I like the inside a lot, so.
Impossible.
Sad 6.
I need mana.
Let's keep it rolling.
Impossible.
Grab a waypoint. Might as well get a little safety. Strong doors. Let's go to players 1.
Impossible. I can't. I can't.
What do I use to check comparison between weapon speed for the druid? Just type in !IAS calc. That will take you and it will give you not only all the IAS calculation that you need, but it will also have all of the weapon bases there that you can then compare. You just type in the weapon base and it'll show you the speed next to it. Let's keep going. We want to get another waypoint so we can go back to the crystalline passage. There we are, right here. Is there any way to play this game without any degree in rocket science? What? This isn't
I put in a refund
PoE.
request for your OnlyFans feet pic content, but just wanted to let you know I changed my mind.
Okay. If I had that content, I would definitely have a no refunds policy. You get the pictures, man. That's it.
I can't. Impossible.
Does Bowazon pop off later? A fully physical Bowazon pops off decently well. The biggest issue is she's very gear reliant. She needs more gear than most characters to pop off. And she can't really run much magic find when she does. Now, that being said, she's still fun and like chill, and you know, she's not S tier, but I think you can still have a really nice time. So don't shy away from it just because it isn't top.
I can't carry anymore.
Let's go save Anya. And notice that just like, if you just have arrows showing, loot filter's not hiding them, man, you really don't have to go back and like get arrows. They drop all over the place. Mosaic Sin is still better than Novasource for clear speed. There's a reason Mosaic was the #1 on the ladder for like 8 seasons straight. And the #2, and the #3, and the #4. Have you ever max slow missile? No. Never have I ever. I mean, Mosaic blows up the entire screen. Okay, we'll go. I'm gonna go a little more energy. Let's go up 25 energy. And let's go do Radamant. And then we'll go forward. No, general physical DR? Physical damage reduced by 6%. Wait. That's the monster that the monster that you slow missile has that. Yes. I thought you meant by general like you get a DR like Fate or something.
Impossible. Impossible.
Mosaic Sin isn't a class, just a runeword.
I can't.
It's an assassin using 2 of the runeword Mosaic.
I can't.
Martial arts, Phoenix striking, Claws of Thundering, assassin. Can Mosaic run Ubers? Was it out of reach? Mosaic actually has the fastest Uber clear time of all classes, I believe. Under a minute to go do every Uber. Mosaic does whatever she wants. Exactly. So there's someone online where they're totally legit.
Thank all that's holy, you are still alive.
I don't think so. Okay, let's go to Glacial Trail.
Move.
I believe far casting is fixed now,
I
right?
can't.
Thank you, here we go.
I can't.
Because we don't do it anymore, so. What rune word are you using now on bow? Still just the Zephyr. We could, you know, aim for an edge on that stag bow, maybe.
Moo.
Like a small upgrade, but I'd lose some fast run walk, which I kind of like right now. Thank you, Cajababs, as well. Not CT casting, I mean far casting with the Amazon. Oh boy, champion deathlords are scary. Mercenary go pop. Reduces all missile damage, not just physical. Interesting.
The fabled home of the ancients.
Hello.
Okay, let's go ahead and grab our mercenary. Why not? We've got our arrows. 500 should be enough. Make sure you're on players 1. And really just don't want to have... Yeah, it's fine. Even though he's fire enchanted, we can kill him with cold. Not a big deal. Shine, kill Talik. He's got the aura. Ouch. Aura kind of hurts. So when you spawn mods like this, just be a little bit careful. There we go. And we do have fire enchanted Corlick, so we also want to be careful about standing next to him, as he will explode for a lot of damage. An extra strong Maddock. Nice and easy. Another point to cold arrow, more vitality now. I'm gonna go to players 8. Feels like this is actually a decent area for some P8 farming. Leveling as we push through. The pike women can be pretty rough, so be careful. They do have a decent amount of damage, but of course they have lightning res and not a lot of cold. And we are able to freeze them, so I don't care as much. Oops, I don't know why I ran all the way down there. More cold arrow, more vitality. I think there's just better things to use than slow missile. Better places to put your points. Why can you not find the flutter dungeon? Unknown. Shouldn't be too tough. It's just in one of the 3 little areas. It's probably in one facing the bottom left. So you've probably run past what it would be. Okay, we have souls. I have 50 light res, but I'll go down to players 1 right now. Just in case. Never know what you're going to come across, and with souls, meh. Not always worth the chances. I like grabbing waypoints here just for safety. Perfect. It's awful, Warren. They hit so hard. That's fair. Soul's tough, man. Okay, we have a gem shrine. Let's look at our gems. We actually have all perfect gems. So I'm just going to grab another amethyst. So we can sacrifice this +1 all skills at Lechami, which that's all it does, which, you know, again, is nice. But we could instead sack it and get a bunch of resistances, and for hell, we'll probably end up wanting to do that. Careful of dolls in the throne. We have Unravelers mixed with Souls, which is also deadly in its own right. And here we have some cold immunes. Lucky for us, we do fire damage too. Yeah, our mercenary needs life leech pretty badly. Perfect. Alright, let's go players 8. Probably bad, Warren. I think that's again one of the things that shouldn't be touched. Maybe you could say like with terror zones or something. They could like have a 4th monster spawn type or something. Stall rune. Nasty poison. There we go. Needed that Valkyrie back up.
I need mana. Not enough mana.
How may I be of help?
Okay. Warren's definitely got an interest in D2 right now, and his interest should be in Llama RPG, but you know, whatever. More vitality.
I need mana. I need mana.
Now, Bartok is going to be a little rough. Ugh, the healing is so annoying. There we go.
I need mana.
Whew, you can hear all the dodging, avoiding, and evading going on. Huh, 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 huh. You're good, Warren. You can ask questions. Anybody can ask questions.
I need mana.
Okay, we have fanaticism here.
I need mana. Not enough mana. I need mana.
Any arrows? Do I have any max gear characters on single player? Yeah, tons. I mean, how max? Like all 45 lifers? No. But like
The morning comes.
pretty dang stacked. Yeah. Sometimes RJ, but it's okay. It's okay. I hope so, Binary.
I need mana.
Another cold arrow. We'll go to players 3. For wave 5. Still get some experience, but cold enchanted. It is nice to see some new questions about it.
Not enough mana.
So let's kill the minions first. Honestly, at this point, you can decide if you want to do the whole song and dance. He has a lot of fire. So I'm going to come back in here. And we'll just go forward and kill Bale. Go to players 1. Don't feel like we need to do all that, but... How long can items linger on the ground in Long RPG? I think we're trying to do... no, Kai, you don't have to. I think we're trying to do like... What, 10 minutes? Before they disappear from the ground? Players 1, and go. How's my day going? My day's good. Oh, I played golf yesterday morning. I got 2 birdies. Crushing it. Now, for Bale, sometimes the clone can be annoying. Like I said before, if that's the case, you can just chill over here. Go back. And he's gone. Or you can go to town after there for a little bit. We could get our lethargy ring out. But honestly, our character's doing just fine on this. Thank you. And I had another birdie putt on a par 5 that I just missed. Lipped out. And then I had another birdie putt on a par 4 that, oh my god, I put it like 6 feet. And then I pushed it. So I could have had 4 birds. What's my handicap? I don't know. I don't really play that much. But probably 20 something. I'd say I shoot around 90 generally. I broke 80 one time. Shot a 78. That's my best score. GG.
Hello.
How simple is that?
Hello.
Meh. Meh. Act 5 and Nightmare complete. Congratulations. Only part hell to go. Let's take a look at our stats and skills and wrap up. Enough strength and dex for our gear. We're still considering swapping over our bow, but for now, that's what we have. Rest vitality with a little bit of energy. We have 10 points energy right now. We could go up even more time, but if we wanted. We are 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 for each of these. You could always put a couple more points in Pierce if you want. It is some nice added damage. And then we are max freezing arrow and immolation arrow. And now I'm maxing out cold arrow. And then I'll start maxing out exploding arrow. Just to go cold damage and fire damage, basically, to run the dual spec. It's pretty nice. Gives you a decent combo. We have a Zephyr. Pretty sweet for the Fast Roanoke and IAS. However, again, I'm looking to get into a stag bow or something. And this is also where we could look at... what do you call it? This is where we could look at the cow level. Go try and farm some better bases there, some more things. Try and get a co-rune, hustle, or hysteria mania. Melody open up, right? A lot of like options with all of those. Still have this trash cap. I'm definitely going to improve this before we move on to Nightmare. We have Peace Rune Word, 2 to Amazon skills, 20 FHR, some cold res, etc. And the chance for Valkyrie. 2 to Amazon skills, really good for us though. I have Etlich plus $1 skills. I'll probably have to drop this for resistances going to hell because my res are going to basically all be negative in hell if I don't do something about it. Horizons are kind of nice. We get a lot of added fire damage, which is helpful for our immolation arrow there. We get some life, dex, and that crushing blow. We could definitely go try and chop or pick up some plus to bow and crossbow skills, though, and that may be something that I want, or some IAS gloves. We'll take a look. We have a Nagel ring, again, something I'll probably replace with a res ring going into hell. Nice dual res belt, which is solid. A dual res ring here with, poison, but also decent fire. And then some dual res boots that we found that are really nice. Charms, we have lightning res, a little bit of cold res and cold damage, and then a little bit of life. Nothing too crazy in the charms section, though. So that's it. That's the character. We're level 63. At this point, again, you can farm up some more. You can do some more bale waves. You can do some terror zones. You can do some, rune or item farming. Kind of whatever. I'll definitely want to take a look at some Nightmare Cows. We'll probably do that in part hell as we are nearing data clock. But, yeah. Congratulations. Bail down. GG, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe, YouTube, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.